Hello and welcome to another edition of Shelby This Week. Here's some stories we have for you. The Shelby Township Police Department will undergo a makeover starting in the coming weeks. We will tell you about the construction which will be expected. One local restaurant is officially closing its doors, but customers will be happy to find out the next chapter for the business owners. Our police department was rocked by a family hundreds of miles away. We will tell you how one kind gesture brought a smile to each of the officers' faces. We have all these stories and much more on this edition of Shelby This Week. The Shelby Township Police Department will be expanding. The Board of Trustees approved a $1.93 million expansion and renovation of the department. The bid was awarded to DCC Construction of Davison. They had the best price for the township's construction needs. Currently, the police station is 18,000 square feet. It was built in 2012 with the goal to eventually expand. Money for the construction process is coming from the Capital Improvement Fund, which handles all large capital purchases and construction costs. According to township officials, the fund has saved about $9.5 million at the end of 2017. Construction on the project will begin in late July and is scheduled to be completed by the end of this year. Steiny's restaurant here in Shelby Township will close its doors, but it won't be long until it opens back up new and improved under another name. The owners, Jeff and Cheryl Steinhurst, are going into business with their longtime chef, Dion Altadonna. The three business owners are opening Detroit Grill House in the Steiny's location on Shelby Road and 25 Mile. The new restaurant is being labeled on their Facebook page as a grill pub with an emphasis on gourmet pub fare. Some of the new menu items include gourmet brisket blend burgers, braised short ribs, and hanger steak fries. Steiny's will officially close its doors on June 29th. The new restaurant is scheduled to open on July 9th. All Steiny's gift certificates and previously scheduled events in the banquet facility will be honored at the new restaurant. The Steinhursts also own another local restaurant here in Shelby Township called Detroit Fish House, which is located on 23 Mile in Shaner. The Shelby Township Downtown Development Authority has a lot of new and exciting business happenings along the Van Dyke corridor. These places are looking for business from you.
Downtown Development Authority for Shelby Township, which is known as the DDA, is really designed to promote economic development within our DDA, I call it the Van Dyke Corridor District. Our area goes from 26 Mile now all the way down to 20 and a half mile road, we'll say, and is primarily that Van Dyke Corridor District.
Businesses in the Van Dyke Corridor District benefit from the DDA's ability to advocate and promote to the residents of Shelby Township.
It shows our support to really establish your business in our district, in our community, provide something for the homeowners and the residents that want to come to what we call downtown Shelby Township. Now, we don't have a downtown Shelby Township, but we need to provide that atmosphere. And we do it primarily throughout the corridor.
One business in the district is Lettuce. It opened last year, and business owners Tanya and Thomas feel that this spot is the perfect place for them.
We love Shelby Township. I grew up in Shelby Township, went to Epler Junior High, Wiley Elementary, Utica High School. We live a mile up the road. My husband always liked this location, this corner, having the drive-through, so just worked for us.
Just kind of, to get like, kind of identity and, wanting to kind of be like the center of this great community and, try and build this area up, really. From day one, it's been, nothing but, support from everybody. We've seen, nothing but positive reviews and, just people coming in and customers being excited to tell their friends about it. So, we have people coming in all the time saying, oh, I heard about it from, my mother-in-law or from my niece, and they're excited about coming in and trying it. We've had people as far as like, Oakland Township come by and they've heard about it and, excited to come to this side of town just to try it. So that means a lot to us.
There are plenty of open spaces for a business to occupy along the corridor. If you are interested, visit ShelbyTWPDDA.org. Crime Stoppers of Michigan works to encourage members of the community to speak up and report crimes. This year, they are celebrating a big anniversary. Our April Morton tells us how their partnership with police departments across Macomb County and the Metro Detroit area has led to solving a variety of cases.
As Crime Stoppers of Michigan celebrates 25 years, we sat down with them to talk about the relationship they have with our very own Shelby Township Police.
The way that people get help from Crime Stoppers is really one of two ways. Either a police agency, an officer in charge of a case, will come to us and say, we've run every lead, we've run everything we know to do in this particular case. We're not having any closure. We don't have any person of interest in mind, etc. Can you help us engage the public to see if perhaps somebody will step forward anonymously to provide us with additional information so we can continue the investigation of a case.
Mr. DiBardino also says the family of the crime victim, with the agreement of the assigned police officer, will contact them to help get the word out and ask for tips, but this can sometimes be challenging.
None of these crimes are committed in a vacuum. Somebody always knows something. And for a number of reasons, people may be reluctant to call the police department. In your community, for example, Shelby Township, people, unfortunately, who for a number of reasons, perhaps their personal safety, perhaps their concerns about their property or their children or their grandparents or their parents, would prefer to do something, would want to do something, or are compelled to do something. We give them that opportunity to pick up a phone or pick up a keyboard, if you will, or their mobile phone and provide us information, extremely confidential and always anonymous.
And that anonymity is why Police Chief Robert Shalide says it's beneficial for his department to work with Crime Stoppers.
Partnered with them back in 2015, and then each year since I've been here, 15, 16, 17, 18, we're partners with them. And to me, they're just a great resource for us when we have an unsolved crime to encourage people to give tips where they can get cash rewards, for helping us out.
Those cash rewards can get upwards of $2,500. Although Crime Stoppers is a great resource, the chief says that most cases in Shelby Township are solved internally. But if you witness a crime, he encourages you to speak up.
We have the 27th safest city in the United States, and we don't have a lot of crime out here. And a lot of our crime that we do have, we solve, pretty quickly. Like I said, they can remain 100% anonymous through Crime Stoppers. They're very protective of their information, and I fully support it and encourage people to do that.
For Shelby This Week, I'm April Morton.
A family from Maryland wanted to show the Shelby Township Police Department some appreciation for all their hard work in our community. Here's Stacy Sansatera with the story.
And I was like, do you want to paint rocks and drop them around town? Yeah. Because it's with the whole purpose of spreading kindness, one rock at a time.
It all started with 2 painted rocks given to local sheriff's department in their home state of Maryland. And with that, ROCKSFORLEOS was born.
We wanted something that would last, something that they could keep in the car with them, something they could take home and put on a shelf. Even some of them are small enough you can keep it in your pocket. So we thought, hey, let's try the rocks.
And so the Benson family started painting ROCKSFORLEOS, law enforcement officers.
My husband set up pages for me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, and I just put the word out. I said, this is what we do. These are our rocks. This is how our family says thank you. Please tell me your local departments.
Almost immediately, people caught on to what this family was doing.
I did not expect it to get this big. We just wanted to show everyone in town that we appreciate them, that we're supporting them. We do not come from a blue family. Honestly, it's just because of what's happening, what's going on out there and what they're facing.
And what's happening is a family coming together, spending quality time in support of our men and women in blue. And the lesson is an important one.
I want them to be the change that's needed.
They're just like us, but really important.
So how did this family all the way in Maryland find our Shelby Township Police Department?
And they stumbled upon our social media presence, thanks to Officer Leslie Heisler. They decided that our department was going to be the one to receive the 1,000th rock.
Picking the recipient of the 1,000th rock was no joke to the chief because he recognized the thought behind this gesture.
We actually had a meeting to figure out who it would be, and Mark was one of the finalists, obviously, and I made the final decision. And I think what I took this rock as somebody that epitomizes professionalism, and that's why Mark was selected. Everything, I want you to have the card just to see the heartfelt card that they wrote, and like I said, it moved me, and I thought it was just very impressive that they would do this, and you're the person that we want to have that represent our department, our profession, and thank you, Mark, for everything you do around here. We appreciate it. So thank you.
It means a lot to me. You know, I thank the Benson family from Maryland for reaching out and doing this, and I'm very honored that the chief chose me to receive this rock, especially because there's so many other officers here that are deserving of this rock and show up to work every day that are very professional.
On behalf of the Shelby Township Police Department and the entire Shelby Township community, a big shout out to the Benson family for having such huge hearts.
That any family could care so much about us that's not a law enforcement family, you know, and especially them being out of state and to impact us up here, I thought it was pretty profound.
The story of Rocks for Leo is currently still being written because the Benson family has no plan to stop rocking police departments anytime soon.
I mean, it comes from the heart. Every rock is made with love. And yeah, we love it. We love that we can be able to do it.
For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
To see what other departments the family has been able to rock, you can like and follow them on Facebook and Twitter. Just search #RocksForLeos. Still ahead on Shelby This Week, elected officials of Macomb County were lakeside to discuss everything Lake St. Clair. Township Supervisor Rick Stathakis served coffee to customers at Tim Hortons, all for a great cause. The Shelby Township Clerk's Office is looking to hire you to help on Election Day. We have all the details on their upcoming job fair.
Oh, listen now, can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now, can you feel the sun?
For 9 years now, Macomb County has held their annual State of Lake St. Clair address. County leaders gathered at McRae Harbor Marina to discuss the lake and how vital resource it is for people here in Macomb County.
You just can't replicate this kind of thing, and we owe it to the next generation. Do the best that we can to keep these waterways clean.
County Executive Mark Hackle addressed the group with various ways they have worked throughout the year to ensure better water quality. With Lake St. Clair Metro Park closures last year, the county has addressed the issue and has put in place a steering committee with the intention to reduce beach closures. Macomb County will also work with the Great Lakes Commission, the Office of Great Lakes, to restore the 3-mile stretch of shoreline on Lake St. Clair. SEMCOG Deputy Director Amy Mankus announced they will reestablish the real-time drinking water monitoring system. This is a partnership with the county, the state of Michigan, as well as the health departments.
I've been working on this for probably the last 7 years, and the challenge is getting the local units of government or the intake areas to accept this and to say that, you know what, we want to continue the monitoring real time. And you know, we've been pitching this, trying to work with them, our health department conversations, and so I think let's be realistic. I think the challenge that we've just seen up in Flint created more of a concern for people to say, you know what, I think we need to take this step, even though it might be a very minimal cost to a homeowner to do this. I mean, minimal. I can't even imagine probably 10 cents a year for what it's going to be on your water bill to have real-time monitoring of what's going on with our freshwater intakes, the water that we drink. So I'm excited. I'm glad that SEMCOG took this on, worked with our health departments to try to have those conversations with those intake areas, and all of them agreeing to say, yes, we're willing to do this. It makes all the sense in the world.
The United States Coast Guard made an appearance at the event. They staged a rescue for everyone in attendance. One of the key points of the address was how far officials have worked to get to this point with the waters in Macomb County. But one thing they made sure to mention is how they will continue to do work over the next several years. The kickoff of Celebrate the Lake was a start of a weekend full of family events. Our Kia Tyus shows us more on how the activities offered gave kids a chance to enjoy all the lake life has to offer.
Celebrate the Lake is an event for everyone. People set up cool booths to talk everything boats. There are also cool bounce houses for kids to enjoy themselves. But the main attraction is the Pride of Michigan. I got to speak with 2 cadets to find out exactly what goes on the Pride of Michigan.
The cadets maintain the ship, and we also help with all of the dive operations. We often get grants by certain companies and colleges to help with projects. The ship gives an opportunity for the cadets to learn a lot about the maritime interest. A lot of our cadets are planning on going into the Navy, the Coast Guard, or Marines, and this gives us a lot of head start on learning what it will be like.
This is the helm. This is where we steer the ship. This is the compass heading. This is where if captain would ever want a new heading of, say, 170, you say, new heading of 170, aye, sir. Down in the engine room, we have the same exact thing as up in the pod house. This arrow right here indicates what the engine room wants and what we told them. The radios, it shows all the rain that will have, the rain or any weather or ships that are by us.
I'm Kia Tyus for Shelby This Week.
Community Living Toronto has made it their mission to support individuals with intellectual disabilities. They promote a meaningful lifestyle for ways for people to live in the community. This year they visited Jimmy John's Field, and our Kyle Warzebach has more on how the group spent the day.
For the 17th straight year, a Toronto-based community group crossed international borders to Metro Detroit to give people with intellectual disabilities a memorable day of fun. The day started with dinner at Uno's Pizza, followed by an evening of baseball at Jimmy John's Field.
It's a different environment than I guess what they would have on a day-to-day basis. They get to see each other outside of a work or a day program setting or even in the community. It's a totally different experience than what they would have at home.
Well, after 15 years, we've always thought it's been very important to give back. We do it with the high schools. We do it with a lot of clubs that are in the neighborhood. We just want to feel part of the community. And with Mike Ward and his group, they've been coming for years and years. And I think what they do is beyond great.
Over the years, activities have included trips to Red Wings, Pistons, and Tigers games. Colleen explains what keeps their group coming back to Detroit each year.
The invitation, the fun, the joy, the friends. I believe they almost feel like family. And Michael and Deb have been so wonderful in having us back. And they've come over to visit us as well in Toronto.
Now we've known some people for a good many years, and they've become family friends. And then we meet new people, and just to see the joy on their faces. I mean, they have such a wonderful time. Some of them have never been on a trip, on any kind of a trip before, and this is a great opportunity for them. And because we have so much support, we have a lot of help. And my husband is a very good organizer, and he sets it all up, but people come out of the woodwork to help. We have friends that donate.
With all the smiles that were had at this year's event, it's safe to say they'll be back again next year. For Shelby This Week, I'm Kyle Warzebach.
On June 6, 100% of all hot and ice brewed coffee sales at Tim Hortons went towards the Tim Hortons Children's Foundation. For the past 26 years, Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shops have raised over $200 million for the foundation. The money benefits children in low-income families to attend summer camp. Camp Day is held every year, and our Tim Hortons here in Shelby Township on 21 Mile and Van Dyke was proud to be turning over their profits to help support children in the local area.
The community has been the cornerstone of our brand, so we believe in working with the community youths. If any penny raised can benefit the youth living in our community, that would be our honor.
Township Supervisor Rick Stathakis spent the morning in the drive-through window collecting donations and handing people their food and beverages.
Shelby Township we're a bedroom community, we're a friendly community, and I think anytime there's a good cause, people just come out, they open their wallets, and they're engaged, they want to get involved. And that's one thing that really makes me proud to be part of Shelby Township.
If you weren't able to make it out to Tim Hortons on Camp Day, you can still support the foundation and help send children to camp. To make a one-time or monthly donation, visit timscampday.ca. Mod Pizza opened its third store in Shelby Township last month. The new location on Hall Road was officially welcomed to the community with a grand opening hosted by the Sterling Heights Regional Chamber of Commerce.
The customer service has always been wonderful, and they really do a great job of getting out and getting active with the community with their Pay What You Want fundraisers when they first open up to give back to local area schools.
Mod Pizza has 11 store locations across Michigan with a goal to expand to 25 total stores in the next few years. With a plan to land in the record books, Mod Pizza hosted an event to package meals which will help children in the local community. During the week of Thanksgiving, Mod Pizza locations across Metro Detroit, including ours right here in Shelby Township, donated $1 for every pizza bought. All of that money went towards purchasing food to pack up for hungry kids in the community. With the help of volunteers, Mod packaged 10,700 meals, which is good for the world record of most hunger relief meals packaged simultaneously.
We're partnered with Forgotten Harvest, and they're going to help distribute the food, but it's going to go to kids who don't necessarily know where their next meal is coming from.
People of all ages volunteered to do something good for the community. The leaders of Mod call it spreading Modness. The primary elections in Shelby Township will be on August 7th, but in order to get people through the polling location smoothly, the clerk's office needs help from you. On June 21st at 6 p.m., an election worker job fair will be on the lower level of the municipal building. If you are looking to make a little extra money, this is a perfect opportunity. You have to be at least 16 years old to work, and any worker above the age of 18 has to be registered to vote.
The amount of time that these folks put in, I mean, we know it's not enough compensation, but they do it because they want to help. They want to be part of this community, and also it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of camaraderie among the workers, and a lot of friendships are being made.
Workers will assist at polling locations, absentee counting board, and voting tabulation. If you can't make it to the job fair on the 21st, but you want to work the elections, contact the Shelby Township Clerk's Office at 586-731-5102. Our community lost a huge supporter. Joanne Burgess died on June 4th. Her lifelong compassion and love for both Shelby Township and the city of Utica was ever present every single day of her life. The Burgess Shadbush Nature Center is her namesake, as Joanne was a contributor to its conception. She will be greatly missed in the community. Shelby TV sends our thoughts and condolences to her family at this time, and we thank her for all of her dedication through the years.
Take my hand and start a brand new day, and together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people, connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
In conjunction with Coyote Joe's Music Maker Studio in Shelby Township, showcased their students with an American Pride and Country Strong event.
Welcome to a celebration for our veterans, the ones that take care of us and our freedoms that we all enjoy. Thank God for our veterans.
Township Supervisor Rick Stathakis was in attendance and spoke on how our community recognizes veterans and Memorial Day all year long. Shelby Township's Veterans Coordinator Phil Randazzo emceed the fundraiser.
A wonderful tribute to them right now, right to the guys who gave their lives for our freedom over here.
All the proceeds from the event will go towards the Veterans Memorial in Shelby Township. The memorial is located right in front of the municipal building. Volunteers are the backbone of the Senior Center, and they provide a vital aspect to everyday operations. Our Carmela Boykin visited their annual volunteer dinner, which celebrates all their hard work and dedication.
Throughout the past year, volunteers at the Shelby Senior Center have been hard at work, planning events, running the gift shop, crocheting, and so much more, all to benefit the community. And Thursday night, the Senior Center held a dinner to honor the volunteers' dedication. Director of the Senior Center, Amy Drake, says the staff looks forward to putting on this event each year because the volunteers' hard work to expand their influence beyond the Senior Center.
Their impact is tremendous. I know I have a quilting group that's donated hundreds of quilts this year to various places, from Project Night Night to Beaumont Hospital's chemo center, so that when each patient comes into the chemo unit, they're given a brand new quilt that's handmade by somebody that took tens and tens of hours to do, and it's just a wonderful thing and a little way that they can give back.
All volunteers who had at least 24 service hours were invited to enjoy catering, raffle prizes, and a musical performance. Drake says she was overjoyed by the great turnout and hopes the trend will continue.
This is something this year that has been so much larger than what we've had in years past. We have 145 people coming in tonight to be honored, and it's a much larger group than we've ever had. So we're hoping that we get an even better turnout next year from people who have accumulated even more hours.
For more information about volunteering, you can visit the Shelby Township Senior Center Facebook page or call the office at 586-739-7540. Carmela Boykin, Shelby TV.
That's all we have for this edition of Shelby This Week. Remember, you can always watch us online or on Facebook. Just search Shelby TV. We will leave you now with more from the Senior Center Volunteer Dinner. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.